Tell us what we know here.
Yeah, so basically what we know is that Imran Khan yesterday decided that, he's been having multiple marches since he was thrown out of the office in a vote in April. So since then, he's been having multiple protests and drawing in large number of crowds. So he went for a mega protest in Islamabad where he got people from different cities to all converge to Islamabad. It did turn into a bit of a violence as well because, there was clashes with the security forces and the Khan supporters because the government had given an order that they won't let him do a prolonged sit-in, which he was planning as well. Khan entered Pakistan, Islamabad late yesterday around after midnight, and he made his speech today in the morning. He defied government and court orders getting into central Islamabad. And over there, he told the government that, you need to call for fresh elections. That's been his motive since then because he feels that he can get into power again by getting fresh elections happen today. The government currently is dealing with an economic crisis that, if it doesn't get into an IMF program, that it can default for the second time in its history. So the pressure is on, and in the morning, Khan an hour ago just told everyone that you need to, told the government that you need to call for election in 6 days. I'm leaving right now, but if you don't, then I'll be back here in 6 days.
Faseeh, this is it. And, do we know the status of the talks between Pakistan and the International Monetary Fund? We were talking just day before yesterday with the acting governor of the State Bank of Pakistan, and he was saying considerable progress had been made, but there have been some, there's been some talk of the talks hitting a bit of a block.
Yes, so just to give you some context, so before Imran Khan was thrown out of office, he unexpectedly reduced fuel prices while they were increasing globally by giving a subsidy, and he froze those prices for 4 months. When the new government came in, they had to deal with that decision, whether they can increase fuel prices. But, it was a tough decision because, Pakistan has the second fastest inflation, and the people have been facing, price pressures for more than, 3-4 years now, double-digit inflation. So it's a tough call for the new government. They've till now decided to stick with Khan's decision of not increasing fuel prices. And the IMF has made it clear, and they made it clear in the statement as well, that, until the government does not decide what to do with that, they can't proceed. So the talks ended inconclusively. Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves in that time has dropped. In the past year, they've dropped by half. They're down to $10 billion, which is less than 2 months import cover. And the rupee is at a record low as well.
I was going to ask you about the rupee. And Faseeh, the thing is, what's it like on the streets? We're going to be hearing from the Sri Lankan Prime Minister in just a second or two. But we've got, of course, protests taking place there. Pakistan hasn't quite reached that point. But how much of the blame can actually be put at the doorstep of Imran Khan, who's it was under his watch that this really has come to pass?
That's true. A lot can be. A lot of this goes through the door of Imran Khan because he's the one who decided to make this decision, and the IMF has clearly called that you have to pay $600 million to give this subsidy to give discounted fuel basically to the entire nation, which is the fifth most populous nation in the world, right? It's $600 million a month, and IMF says that it's unfunded subsidy. While you were supposed to increase fuel prices to collect taxes from it, you've done the complete opposite. So a lot of it falls on him, and I think he played a smart card right now because the government is in a fix because of that decision.